So, dealing with the paranormal, it can be a bit of a thorny subject in children's literature. There have been some cases where people who are, for example, ardent Christians have protested very strongly at the use of what they see as magic or witchcraft or anything to do with the paranormal in children's books. There have been certain people who have banned kids from reading Harry Potter, for example. That is a bit extreme. I think that dealing with the paranormal in children's books is a really important thing, because all children have to come to terms with the darkness and the dark side of life. Children, for example, who have nightmares often wake up and they're terrified of something within their room, the monster that's lurking at the bottom of the bed or in the shadows or in the cupboard. And dealing with such themes in children's books is a safe way of doing it. Stories have always been really important since the earliest times, when people used to gather round campfires and tell stories. And when we think of Victorian times before TV, when people used to gather in the candlelight around the fire and tell ghost stories. We all know certain children who have had nightmares and been terrified of something nameless that comes out at them from the darkness when their parents turn the lights out. And children's books are just a safe way of doing it. They can read in the comfort of their room with the lights full on and explore the subjects of ghosts and ghoulies and things that go bump in the night in a very safe space. We can also educate children about the paranormal. My book, The Silent Pool, which is for older children, 12 plus, and the other books in the series, Stars Upon the Ceiling, and The Hounds of Darkness, all deal with the paranormal for older children. But we can deal with it as well for younger children, in Biffy and the Barrow not being anything which you wheel, but an ancient tumulus. And the Guardian and the Goddess all deal with ghostly figures within the landscape, but in a benevolent way, and they appear out of the natural features of the place that the children live in, or that the children explore, and actually teach the children about the hidden secrets within the landscape. So dealing with these things that lurk in the darkness, we can expose children to something, to the fear of the unknown, fear of the darkness, in a very, very safe space. This has been done since time immemorial, and every single writer who writes about the paranormal adds something new to the genre. Paranormal romance is very popular at the moment, especially for teenage girls. I've written about 3 of these: Stars Upon the Ceiling, Hounds of Darkness, and I can't remember the other 2. I've written so many books, I've forgotten half of them. But you can find details of any of my paranormal romance books, or the books for younger children, on my Author Central site on Amazon. The Silent Pool was another one, which was based on the Silent Pool in Surrey, where a ghostly figure has often been encountered. That was one of my earliest books, and I was very much trying to get across the new ideas that were coming through at the time by other writers about what paranormal phenomena is actually all about and how it ties up with the human mind. Stars Upon the Ceiling as well, which is about the tarot. It's kind of written about archetypes, the way that the major arcana cards in the tarot pack represent certain stages of human existence, and the workings of the subconscious mind. So all these things can be worked out and dealt with in children's fiction. You also find a kind of bleed over from reality into fiction, or fiction into reality, which a lot of writers have discovered. When I was writing The Hounds of Darkness, one day I suddenly stopped and I thought, that's really weird. I can hear a dog outside. And there was actually a dog a hound, a sort of, hound type dog scampering down the corridor outside my room in Brandsbeth Castle, where I was writing the book. Stars Upon the Ceiling as well. I had all kinds of things happening to me which were kind of bleeding over from and blurring the lines between reality and the book I was writing. The Silent Pool as well, that was quite a strange book to write. I actually found that I was actually acting out in my own life certain things that the main character was going through as well, which was quite peculiar. And then, of course, as a writer, you do it the other way around. You have certain things happening to you which you write about in your children's books. I was very interested in the mysteries surrounding Biddulph Grange in Staffordshire, and a number of people had very strange experiences there, and I use that in my novels, my trilogy of novels, The Beast of Biddersley Grange, in which children go into the Grange and discover that the gardens are actually a time mechanism which will send them back in time. So the paranormal isn't something to be scared of, not something which we need to keep our children away from. They're going to encounter it anyway. When I was a kid, we used to spend our breaks discussing ghosts and the paranormal and the latest books that had come out and things which our parents had seen or that we'd seen. So children are going to be exposed to the paranormal. They're very likely going to wake up in the night and be scared of something which is in the wardrobe, but children's books can actually teach them that it's not something to be afraid of, and you can take all those dark, strange things from the darkness in the bedroom and under the bed and bring them into the light of day in a book which can be read with the light on and enjoyed, and helping children to confront all those potential fears of the darkness. So I'll be back with another video soon, and thank you for listening.